of put an investor hat on when we're looking at companies. Just is it scalable is one of the questions that we always are thinking about. So we're not looking as much for somebody who wants to open up like a consulting shop. It's like a one-person, two-person thing and stay like that. We really are trying to create an engine for a lot of these startups. Yes, scale. And our intention is actually you spend some time here and then it's kind of like off you go. Hopefully into like an expansion of Astrolabs as we also grow with the community. But the intention isn't to keep one or two people teams that just kind of like stay here for years and years. We want to see more and more companies up and graduate and hire people, because that's one of the goals. It's like some job generation, some kind of really creation of like real value here, and that's the exciting part behind it.
I guess a quick note on how we see Astrolabs, Astrolabs Dubai Tech Hub. We see ourselves as a tech co-working space, right? We don't consider ourselves an accelerator or an incubator. So people come here, we don't invest in the startup, we don't take equity. People come here, they only pay for their seats. Super simple relationship between us and the company. And then on top of that, offer tons of stuff to support them, right? So we selected 30 mentors that we've worked with personally in the past. They come here and get slots with the startups. These are founders of big companies, big startups, VC investors, tech and digital marketing people. This all happens for free, obviously. Everything that comes with the package is included. Mentors, events, all of the stuff.
There's a device lab to like test out your mobile device, like your apps that you're developing on different devices and things like that. So, I mean, that's the idea is that it's almost like a club that you're a part of, that you can then take advantage of all the different services and the things that we can offer, and even just sit down some chats with our team and be able to brainstorm, go through something that you're trying to tackle, or even leverage, even better leverage the combined brain power of your neighbors. And that's why we like take care in selecting out people to curate the group, so that when you turn it to your right and you're asking somebody sitting next to you a question, like there's somebody that is going to add some value really to your your brainstorming or try to find a solution.
It's got kind of a university feel. It reminds me of study groups in college, which is exciting, but at the same time, what's powerful is that you've been through this process of starting a company here, so you've been through it. What would you say is the main piece of advice you would give people based on your NMC experiences?
I guess based on complete life experience, because so many people approach us with like, I have this idea, test it as simply as possible, right? I mean, it's trite almost, but just do something. Don't bake a website for like a year and a half, 2 years to show the world your amazing site. Just test your idea as quickly as possible. It will prove to yourself that actually you love it and you want to do it. And then go from there. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we try to do ourselves, right? So I mean, we can go back to the first story of like we have this idea behind this 3-day program, whatever, that we want to turn into something that spans the region, whatever. Eventually, we were able to reach some of that in terms of like, we got the partnership with Google based on scaling online startups. We partnered up with Aramex and Microsoft and PayPal and all these like Aramco, a lot of different huge companies for scaling online startups, which started as like, let's just ask Google if they would let us use their like kind of space, that old offices that they don't really use anymore for like the weekend when nobody's in there, and try to convince some startups to come. But that spirit, whenever we see that hustle from even companies that are applying or coming in, it's like that's exactly the kind of spirit that usually leads to either you're going to figure out this thing's not going to work quickly and you're going to move on.
I'll actually give you another example of this physical space, right? So this we announced a year ago almost, right? And then startups started applying, and like, okay, startups applying, they need their licenses as soon as possible. So in December of last year, we started actually working with the startups to give them a facility to get their licenses for free. Then in April of last year, like, okay, we need to have a physical space for the startups, but this space was not complete yet. So we got a temporary space in our Moss Tower that we used for a few months. This place was kind of handed off to us a month ago with no AC, And then you see these like units, split units all over the place that are being taken out next week. We put them in, because kind of we needed to move out of that space. We needed the meeting rooms. We needed all the video conferencing rooms and facilities. So we kind of moved everyone here without the full-time kind of AC units. And as you see, construction has not been done. We've been here for about 4 weeks with the startups, but like we kind of send them release updates about all the new features and stuff we're adding to the space. Kind of like an app that you release and then you improve and you improve. Same thing. We treat everything, every project that we do, in the same way. We release it. You're always embarrassed by it. You're always embarrassed by it. Even like now, embarrassed by this. But next month when you guys come for our launch, everyone is invited. October 26th will be actually a new version of the space, right? So a lot of improvements, and that's basically what we recommend overall everyone do.
Amazing. And we were talking a little bit about building the ecosystem, so this is a part of that. What do you think of Dubai as a hub for entrepreneurs compared to some of the more established cities? And I know people hate it when I ask this question, but it's the only way to.
No, we love it.
Yeah,
we love this question.
I mean, so Dubai is awesomely placed.
Just because I don't like to compare, and each place is unique.
Dubai has that. I mean, not to repeat, but like the point that I brought up earlier, right? Which is, I think, underrated. I think a lot of people in those other ecosystems don't understand how powerful it is to have a